My hobby and deepest passion could kill me anytime I do it. Here's why driving my car on the racetrack is my favorite thing ever and why I will never give it up. I'm commonly asked, why do I love track days? Because I have a lot of friends and family that are into things like golf or pickup basketball, pottery, whatever, you name it. And while I think those things can be fun as well, they really just don't do it for me like driving on the racetrack does. And I think driving on the racetrack for me is something that I love so much because it's something that takes me out of my element, and it's a skill that I am constantly challenged to try and improve and learn on. And there's so many things to learn when you drive a car on the racetrack, because you not only have to learn the track itself, the braking points, the line of the track, where to apex, where to gas again, but you also have to learn the car itself. And there's a bunch of things within the car you have to learn, like car control, and as well as how the car responds after lapping for a good hard 20 minutes. And I think the biggest thing for me about driving a car on the racetrack and why I love it is that it requires your full attention all the time. Otherwise, it is extremely dangerous and potentially deadly. There's a huge adrenaline rush, but also a huge amount of focus you have to dedicate to it. And I think for me, at least, it is one of the very few times that I can get deeply into a flow state. And I think it's because I know that if I don't, then it is extremely dangerous. Now, overall, though, people go off track all the time. There's usually enough runoff at these racetracks so that you won't hit a wall or anything like that, or even flip the car. And deaths are extremely rare at these events. I only raise the point about it being dangerous and deadly because, you're driving a car at the limit of the car's ability, but often at your ability too. So that's why that immense amount of focus comes into play. To me, though, that's something I can never give up. I love it, and my ambition right now, and I've kind of been developing this over the last few years, but I would love to be a gentleman driver eventually in one of these pro racing series. And maybe the stretch goal would actually be to compete in the 24 Hours of Le Mans as a gentleman driver with one of these teams. And that's also why I love racing and things like Le Mans, because in no other sport can someone like me, maybe when I'm mid-30s, mid-40s, maybe even 50 years old, hop into a race car and compete with pro drivers. Even ex-Formula One drivers. Fernando Alonso, who was a Formula One world champion, he won at Le Mans very recently. And you can't compete with LeBron James in the NBA. You can't go and hop on the hockey rink with the NHL players in a professional setting in sport. It seems like only in racing are you able to do that. Now, I think because of that, there is really one way in, and not only do you have to be a good driver, but you have to have a lot of money. Now, I'm sorry if this video was kind of off the cuff or seemed unorganized, but it was something that I was thinking about today, and I felt like I should record something since I had a few moments, and I'm trying to get better at it. I hope you guys enjoyed this perspective, and it's something that I'm always thinking about, why I love racing and driving my car on the racetrack so much.